Hey everybody, this is Rob Mason, the guy who is hoping to become inspirational to many others out there, whether it be on the internet or just in person or by word of mouth. I did a video earlier this morning about the word balance, and it was funny how it came about. I grabbed a coffee this morning, and I had the attendant, when I was paying at the gas station, ask me about balance, or about how the day was going. And I just, for some reason, kind of opened up and said, yeah, a little out of balance. And that person said, you know, it's funny you say that, because I was just thinking the same thing yesterday about my life. And that's kind of what sparked me to do my previous video on here about that word. So, as I had mentioned in that video, I was on my way out to see my father, who's been struggling with Alzheimer's, and nonetheless, that disease progresses. It's inevitable. We're starting to understand it better, but nobody really understands it completely. And the only understood thing is that it's very hard to watch. Mostly it's hard for the person going through it, and the family as well, friends and everyone else. It's just a hard thing to watch. I watched my grandmother go through it, then I watched my dad's older sister go through it, and now my father, who I never thought would struggle. I thought he would live to be 150, and at 69 years old is, you know, almost 8 years or a little beyond into Alzheimer's, and it's starting to progress. And so the word balance came up, and all the things that can throw your life out of balance. Like I said in the previous video, whether it's family problems, work problems, just mental health condition, you know, marriage problems. Sorry if I said that already. Problems with friends, whatever it may be. If you're focusing, addiction, alcoholism, if you're focusing in on one thing so much that you're just thinking and rolling that around, your life is going to be out of balance. And whether you're a person of faith or meditation or Buddhism, it doesn't matter. It's all about getting yourself back to an even keel, and that's where I'm at right now. I have had balance in my life, and as I stated earlier, it correlated along with my life being better, and I've been way out of balance in life, and my life has not been so good. As a recovering addict, I've hit rock bottom more than once. I've hit it so hard that I've broken my bones, I broke my teeth, literally, so to speak. And I'll get into my personal story in some of these upcoming videos, but I try to speak from life experience, not from things I've read in a book or others have told me. I do take those into consideration, but without application, those are just words, or they're just noises coming from people. It's up to us to take them and to apply that knowledge that we get to our lives, which is hard to do. And the word balance is a word that I didn't really know what it even meant as far as application in my life. And I wanted to say that I spent the day with my dad today, and although he had his moments, we had a great day. And, you know, even though things in my life are a little out of balance, I've bounced from 3 or 4 different jobs trying to find the right fit. Those lapses create financial hardships. They're stressful on a new marriage, which I've been married for over a year and a half to a wonderful, wonderful woman. And it doesn't matter how wonderful we both are. If the balance is off, it can affect the relationship negatively. And thank God for her that she puts up with me, because I'm probably not the easiest person to put up with, but I have a good heart, and I intend to be a great husband, and I aspire to be one. And when it's all said and done someday, I hope that I can be remembered as a good friend, a good son, brother, cousin, husband, family member, and overall just human being while I was here on earth. That's what it's all about. And so I said something, and I did that today. I said, write it down. Write down the word balance. Get online, read the definition of, ask Siri if you have to, Google it. It doesn't matter. Think about that, and think about that in your life, and if your life is in balance. The best thing that I did was write down all of my priorities, and I wrote down kind of high to low priorities, and then the things that were bothering me and hindering me, and the things that I had control of, and things that were out of my control. And I kind of tried to, and why I say write it down on paper is easier to look at it and to be able to separate those things, and then to kind of put them in order. And then if you can apply what you've written down to your life, that's the first step to getting your life back into a good balance. And this is the only video, or the last video I'm going to post before I tell everyone my story. And I just wanted to say that, I like I said before, I've said that like 3 times in this video, but it's true. Like I said before, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a normal guy who grew up with a pretty normal childhood, and had a good run in sports, and was a decent student, and had a good upbringing, and went down some wrong paths in life, and my life became so out of balance and just so messed up that I would do anything to escape reality. And I did that by self-medicating, and which a lot of people do. Some people eat, some people exercise, which isn't a bad thing. Over exercising and hurting your body isn't great, but I wrote those things down today, and I took a good look at them, and I feel better. I had a better day with my dad. I intend on going home and having a good evening with my wife, and just being grateful and trying to live in the present, which is something that she had mentioned to me this morning that really hit hard to home. That be present, live in the moment, and it doesn't mean you have to leave your worries at the door and neglect your obligations. It just means be present. Take care of the things you can, and the things that you can't, that's why you can't take care of certain things. Certain things are going to be out of your control. But I hope I can inspire some people. That's my main goal on here. That's my main passion in life. I've done a lot of different things. I don't know what I am as far as my career, but I do know why I was put here on this planet, and I know that now. It took me a lot of years to figure it out. I'll be 41 in 2 days. I was put here to help people, and I went through the things I went through because I chose to make bad decisions, but out of it came a purpose, and that purpose is to help others, to inspire others. No PhD in psychology. I don't have, my doctorate in psychiatric mental health, or whatever you want to call it, but I do have a lot of knowledge in life, and I want to openly share that with everybody. I'm not one that's going to fabricate things. When I do tell my story, I'm going to be blunt because it needs to be told. It's just, that's a fact. It needs to be told so other people know that they're not alone, that, problems, addictions, they don't discriminate. They affect everybody, and then they affect our families, and they affect our relationships with our friends, with our wives. We lose friends, we gain friends. Some of them that we gain are not our friends. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. They're people we shouldn't have in our life. And pulling your life back together is a hard thing to do, but it can be done. And there's living proof that you can get your life back together, guys. If you are down and you are in a place where you think you can't get out of it, please feel free to leave me a comment on here or reach out in any way. And, I can try to answer some questions, because I still have problems to this day. And, my life is a little out of balance, but I've worked hard to get it back to being in balance, and I know what those keys are, and I'm not going to share them and spit them out right now, but I plan to, and I'm always willing to be an ear for anybody and help anybody that might need some help on putting things into perspective. And I just want to say, writing stuff down on paper is great, because in your mind, stuck between your ears, that's a bad place to be. In the words of my favorite artist, Chester Bennington, who passed away, that place between his ears, that was an evil place to be. And he said it was like a bad neighborhood. Nobody should be in there. Well, I have a bad neighborhood too in between mine, and I have a good neighborhood. And sometimes I find myself wandering between the two, or in one or the other. So, writing stuff down on paper helps me to see what is important to me and what my priorities are, and which ones are in spots where they shouldn't be, and helps me to move things around. So just a little tip coming from a normal guy. I'm not someone that's going to preach to somebody and tell them there's one way to fix their life, but I am happy to be an ear, to answer any questions. And I plan on really trying to go forth with putting my story out there, because it needs to be told. It's a testimony to the ups and downs of life. And like I said, problems do not discriminate, guys. That is what life is. Life is not easy. There are people out there who have it made in the shade, so to speak. But guess what? They have problems too. And like I said before, when we pass away, all the things that they have that we don't, the materialistic things, the houses, the cars, all that, none of that matters, okay? What matters is that you're surrounded by people that you love, or people that make you better, and that your life has balance to it, and that you feel like you have a purpose. And I guarantee that everybody has a purpose. Finding it and realizing it is a tough thing to do. And I've realized mine, and these videos are probably terrible, and hopefully they get better as I go along. But this is how I'm getting started. And, I have my employment, but what I want to do is help people. I want to help you. I want to help anybody out there who needs help, okay? And I hope that my words and my story can spark some inspiration in people. And that's really all I'm looking to do. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be rich. If I am helping people and my story can help others, then I am rich. And that is great for me. If I can be a great husband and a great father someday, then I am winning. If I can go home at the end of the day with a smile on my face and a heart with gratitude instead of a bad attitude, then I am making it through this life. So guys, just hold on. If you're in a low place, I feel for you, because I've been there, and it's a bad feeling. It's hopeless, but try to hang on to something and reach out. Don't be afraid. There's tons of us that have went through it, and there's unfortunately and sadly enough, there's a lot of us that don't make it back. Whether it's alcoholism that we succumb to, or drug addiction, or stress and heart attacks, or just unlucky occurrences, car accidents, whatever. If we're here today on this earth, and we're breathing, and we're walking, and we're communicating with people, and we can share love with others, then we have a fighting chance to be alive and to be living. And that is what life is. It's living. And in living, we go through highs and lows. And I want to be here to help people through both, because you can get high and be on that pedestal, but do not be prideful. You can be proud of your accomplishments, but pride will kill it. And you can be very, very low, and you can feel like ending it all is the only way. And I'll tell you what, it's not. And I have felt that way. And I am so grateful today that I am here. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful new family with my in-laws. I don't even think of them as in-laws. They're my family. I have my family. Although my father is ill, he is still alive. Today we had a great day. Okay, I'm not saying we don't have bad days, but just hang on. And I'm going to keep posting videos every day. And please reach out, comment, like, do whatever. I'm not one of those Facebookers that wants to just be on here and be like, oh, did you see what he's doing? I could care less. What I care about is people. After almost 41 years and 2 days, I finally know what it is that I'm supposed to do. This is it right here. Never did I think I'd be doing it through talking into my phone, because I'm 40, and when I was in high school, if I wanted to call someone, I had to grab 25 cents and stop at a phone booth. But yet I'm doing it into my phone, and hopefully one person will lead to 2, will lead to 1,000, to as many as possible that I can reach out to and I can help. And I can assure you guys that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And if you choose to fight through those battles, guys, you will see that light. And I can promise you that, because I've been left, right, down, up, down, and just a little bit of balance and holding on, having some faith, trudging through whatever it is that you're going through, reaching out to others, seeking wise counsel. Treat your body good. You only have it once. You get one of them. And, just be grateful. Sometimes go outside. Look at the sunset. The sun's setting right now. It's beautiful. Breathe some fresh air. I'm in Michigan right now. It's just becoming winter. It's November 15th. It's cold, but it's beautiful outside. And I spent the majority of my day outside freezing, but I had a great day. It was beautiful. And I'm just grateful to be here. I'm alive. I shouldn't be. I'll elaborate more on that in other videos, but I should not be here. And therefore I am grateful. And it is my duty to give back and to fulfill my purpose here while I'm here by helping others. So I hope I can help you. And if you know someone that needs help, give them a look at this video and continue to watch what I post. I'm just going to be straightforward, and I might not always be articulate enough to sound like I've been doing this forever, because I haven't. But I am real, and I'm a real human being, and it's all about caring. And I care for everybody out there, whether I know you or not. If you're down, I love you, and I know you can get back up. So keep on watching, and thanks a lot, guys.